Save half price or more during Shepparton Showcase Jewellers renovation sale. All stock on display discounted to half price or less. Sparkling diamonds, gleaming gold and big name watches. Shepparton Showcase Jewellers Friars Street renovation sale ends Saturday.
Welcome to this week's GV Bounce. I'm Marc McGowan.
Matthew Galea.
And we're going to preview round 3 of Goulburn Valley Football League. Matt's our newest member to the team. Had his first experience of Goulburn Valley footy last week. What do you think?
Yeah, it was good. I got out to the Swans and Bears game, hard game of footy. Swans proved too good in the end, but yeah, it was great to see the community get around footy, which you don't really see down in the city.
Really good to have you on board anyway, but we'll get into the first game, Benalla and Mansfield. Now, I went out and had a look at Benalla last week. Very impressive first up winner against Euroa, and gunning for a 2-0 start last week. Fell just short against Seymour by 5 points, but probably should have won that game really. They dominated the play, and now coming against a Mansfield side that's actually zipping too. So they were talked up as a finals hope, Matt.
Yeah, so they've obviously been disappointing with some of their imports like Josh Fraser. He's certainly performed, but the rest of the team seems to be letting him down. Yeah,
they certainly are. They're certainly at the start they would have thought they'd be having, and they'd have to think this is going to be a win. Mansfield, if they're going to play finals, if they don't win this game, it's just about all over for them. So must-win game for them. And over to the most talked about game is around Shepparton United and Shepparton Swans. I guess a lot of the talk in that game has been about Tyson Sidebottom. Was obviously a 2-time premiership captain at Shepparton United, now playing for the Swans. So a lot of attention's been around that player in particular, but he's going to have Joey Perkovic, the number 1 pest at Shepparton United, coming back from suspension on him. But there is some rumour, I've heard this morning, that Tyson potentially won't play the game due to injury. Now, I mean, rumours have to be taken with a grain of salt sometimes, but it'd certainly be interesting if he didn't play that game.
Well, like I said, I was at the Swans game last week, and Sidebottom was an absolute superstar, so if they're missing him, I think that'll definitely hurt their chances. Tortala's not a definite in either. He's under an injury cloud, so be interesting to see if he gets on as well.
Well, they didn't name him in the team last night. Josh McDonald's coming in for his first game, so looks like Tortala will be out, but you never know because they did play a few tricks, the coaches, so you just never know what's going to happen. Because United didn't name Brad Henderson, the defender they've signed from Yarrawonga, but after saying earlier in the week that he'd be a definite starter, so you just don't know what to read into those lineups. He could well play as well. So over to the next game, Kyabram and Echuca. What do you think of this one? 2 winless sides.
Well, yeah, it's sort of make or break for Kyabram. They were sort of seen as finalist hopeful, so they definitely need to get a win on the board this week if they want to keep those hopes alive. Brad Edwards is set to mark Reece Archard, so that'll be an interesting contest. So yeah.
Archard has certainly started the season well, but he always does. Rarely plays a bad game, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Kai will be definite favourites, but Echuca's got a young side, and if they get going, they're going to be really good on their day. The next game, you previewed this one, Mooroopna and Shepparton, again, 2 winless sides. So
yeah,
what do you think is going to happen here?
Yeah, I spoke to both coaches, and Blake Campbell said that this one is definitely make or break for his side if they want to be playing finals footy. Tim Little, he said that the effort from his side on the training park has certainly gone up this week despite a disappointing start, so it'll be interesting to see how they go.
I've watched Mooroopna in the first couple of rounds actually, and I mean they really deserved that win last week against United, but the hoodoo continues. They've lost 7 straight games to United now, so look, they're playing really good football. Last week they played really good football anyway, so they're coming in with some good form behind them. They were disappointing in round 1 against the Swans, but played some really good footy last week, so I'd expect them to win quite easily, but you just never know. Yeah. There's always an upset out there, and Shepparton would love that to be the case.
Of course. Yeah, so the 5th game this week is Tattoo versus Rochester, and obviously you previewed that one.
Yeah, I did. It was. I think that one's probably the match of the round. I know United and Swans have probably got the most sort of speculation around Tyson Sidebottom. I think this is the one that's probably got the biggest factor when it comes down to the premiership race. Tattoo and Rochi both considered probably in the top 3 contenders along with United. Blockbuster game. They've won their 2 opening games. Head out to Tatura Park for this one. So Tatura will go in probably slight favourites, but Rochester, a quality side. I mean, they've got Grant Weeks, who played his first game last week, considered one of the best players in country footy. He's kicked 451 goals in 3 years, so I mean, not too many players can say that. So if he can kick a bag full, there's every chance that Rochi could get the job done.
Awesome.
And then just the final game of the round, it's actually not being played this weekend, it won't be played until next Thursday, so on Anzac Day, Seymour versus Euroa. Now Euroa's coming off a huge upset over Mansfield. So they're going to have their tails up, and obviously Seymour's 2-0 after beating Benalla last week. So they're every chance as well, coming off making the grand final last year. So it'll be a good opportunity for both sides to get a win. That brings us to an end this week, Matt. Hopefully we see you out there at the football.
Ciao.